Hello. Okay, welcome. This interview is with Andrea Brown. She's one of our top team leaders on the Million Dollar Peer Survivors team. And we both have had a rough night, so excuse us. Okay, so Andrea, thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy day today to sit down with me for a few minutes and answer a couple questions.
No problem.
So I know that ladies on the team they're curious about you team leaders and how you've gotten to be so successful at the level that you're at. And sometimes it's hard as team leaders to look at ourselves and say, yes, we're successful, because we always are hungry for more, right? Okay, so tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me your history of how you got started. Real quick, go ahead.
Okay. So I actually did not grow up as a little girl being like, oh my gosh, I would be the most amazing dildo lady that ever lived. That was not even a thing that was on my radar. My background and my experience is in mental health. I have my degree in psychology, so I really like helping people. That's just always been my passion. I really like being able to help people with issues that are hard and that maybe they don't always go and seek help with.
Right.
But if you've ever, if you know anybody that's ever worked in mental health or social services or anything like that, it's not a job you do for the money. It's a job that you do because it makes you feel good. So as I was working in mental health, I realized I needed something that was going to help me pay off all those student loans. And I wanted it to be something that would be fun. And I'd been to a couple Pure Romance parties, and I decided, well, let's give it a try. Let's see where this goes. And, almost 3 years later, I'm still at it.
Yeah, yes, you are. It's so awesome. So do you feel like you're getting fulfilled because you're in a different area than what your degree is in?
Oh, yeah. And, I feel a big part of what we do as consultants is helping women to communicate and to understand themselves and to understand their partners and help their partners understand them. And it's really not so different from, what I would have been doing, in the mental health field. It's just now I get to work with people that actually want my help. The environment is so much more positive. It's generally a lot more safe.
That's awesome.
And it's just, I get to really see the results of my hard work and my effort. I didn't get that so much, when I was working in mental health, and so I do still get to help people in a way that I feel is important, and
that's awesome.
I need to do it. So
That's awesome. Okay, so let's take a look at your business.
Okay.
Approximately how many girls are on your team?
We have 10 right now.
10. Okay, and can you recall what the largest your team has been in the past?
I think the largest our team has been in the past was 15 or 16. So
you're expecting to probably double your number now.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. That's some crazy growth. Okay, so if you were me and I was looking at you, what would you say your strength is in this business?
I think just making people comfortable. I think at least that's what my hostesses and their guests usually tell me, especially if they were really nervous before. By the time they get to the shopping room,
They're like, got this.
Right? They're like, oh my gosh, you made that so comfortable. I thought this was going to be weird. I didn't know what to expect, but you were fun, and it wasn't weird. And so for me, that's important to me. That makes me feel good because I want them to be comfortable, because not everybody is comfortable talking about sex and sexual health and their bodies, but it's an important thing to talk about and to learn about and to know about.
Oh my God, completely.
The more comfortable I can make people, then with that.
Have you ever been to a party where you felt awkward yourself?
That's a good question. I feel like maybe, but only because I think their expectation of what was going to happen at the party was different from my expectation of what was going to happen at the party.
That seems to be it, huh?
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, let me ask you a question. So think back to when you were new. I know it was a couple years ago, but how long do you think it took you to feel comfortable walking into a party and just doing it?
Oh gosh, it was probably within my first my third or fourth party.
Okay. And tell me why you think you got so comfortable so quick.
I just partly because of, training, and, I really availed myself of the resources that we had, the videos, and shadowing other consultants, shadowing you. So like, through doing that, I realized, there were just so many different styles and different ways to present the product,
Yeah.
and do a party. It wasn't like just one size fits all. And,
Yeah.
if Summer-Rain does it is the way that it has to be done, or the way that, somebody else does it has to be, I could really just make it my own, and do it when I was comfortable.
Could you imagine if we had party school?
Oh, I know.
Now the girls have party school and they can literally do like an online college course. It's like pure romance for dummies.
I'm so jealous of the new girls. They get to start with it right away.
I know. They're literally like boom, boom, done. It's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so when it comes to booking, selling, and recruiting, what area do you see yourself kind of excelling in the most? Are they balanced for you?
I would say right now I've found a pretty good balance.
That's awesome.
I know that, like, previously I struggled to find that balance because I would focus my attention, only on one thing, and then I would do really well on that one thing, but then, the other things would just kind of, be crap. But now I don't know what it is. I don't know if just my focus is better, or I don't know what it is, but I feel like I finally have that balance where things are,
and it could really just be that you took the time to learn each thing, and over time you're now able to mesh it all together.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, that's how most of us learn. We have to kind of go with one thing 100% until we feel like we mastered it and we could teach a class on it.
Right.
The next thing, okay, go all the way until you can teach a class on it. And now that you've kind of had 3 years to digest it, it's like it's all finally coming together for you.
Yeah, no, that sounds pretty accurate.
I mean, because think about it. I remember there was a time, I want to say around your first year, where you were like, I don't know if I could do this. And you were really frustrated with that.
Yeah.
And now look at you. You've got a huge team of leading ladies that's growing very quickly.
I love my girls. I love them so much.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's just hard because we're in that business literally where it's like an 80% fail rate. And I would love to talk about this for a minute. So you felt like your business wasn't going where you wanted to go. So you had gotten a part-time job, I believe. And then what happened? What made you decide I'm full at this again?
Oh my gosh. I hated having a part-time job because I had been full-time, even if it was briefly, and like where my business was all I did, and like having a part-time job again alongside it, I was like, this is terrible. Like, I hate somebody else telling me what to do, and you have to be here at this time, and you have to do this, and you can't play Candy Crush and take this. And I'm like, no, like, let me do what I want to do.
You can't play Candy Crush.
I work best.
That's awesome.
So it pushed me. But there's some good came out of it too. I got some new parties out of it.
I know. I've heard people talk about getting a part-time job at like tanning beds or somewhere, because you were at a gym, right, where you can meet a lot of women. So that's a great idea, though. Yep. Okay, so if you were brand new all over again right now, what would be like the 3 top tips you would give yourself if you could only give like, a couple little pieces of advice?
3 top tips. Don't wait to start recruiting and building a team, because that's where the money's at. But it's not really even just about that, but it's like, it's kind of nice to have somebody that is kind of learning along with you, that you're kind of bringing along for the ride. It could make it a lot easier.
Oh my gosh.
And a lot more fun. Get out of your comfort zone. Like, don't be afraid to ask everybody, for a party or a referral, or if they, want to support your business by making a purchase, or, and just, don't be afraid of no, because no, you're going to hear no. That's the nature of the game. But the more you hear no, the more you're going to hear yes, which I know sounds totally counterintuitive, but it is what it is. I don't make the rules. I just follow them. So.
No, those are really great. I mean, really, really great piece of advice. All right. So, I mean, oh, you know what? I want to hear it. Tell me what your goals or what your team goals are for this year, for 2016.
Okay, so my goal, I want to have a team member, at least one team member in every single state in the United States by the end of the year.
Awesome.
And a couple in Canada now that we're allowed to sponsor into Canada. I'm so excited. I want our group sales to end at 200,000 for the year. And I know we can do that because in 2014, I think we had like 50,000 in group sales, and then 26,000, something like that. I don't know. And then the end of 2015, we had 115,000. So I know we can hit 200,000.
Heck yeah, you totally can. Awesome. All right. So that's all the questions I have for you. Is there any one little last thing you'd like to say to everybody?
I can't think of anything.
That's okay. No, hey, that's okay. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time, and I appreciate everybody who's watching this taking the time to watch this. But thank you, Andrea, and I will definitely be talking soon.
Okay, sounds good. Bye.
Bye.